Well, Israel's worst problems, if I may say so, is today are widespread uncertainty, geopolitical and fiscal wise mostly, and lack of fiscal clarity. I mean, the war has been a drag, but after the major blow late last year, the economy recovered partially and considerably in the first quarter of this year, and ever since stagnated and is looking for a direction. The most problem here is the risk attached to the local economy and mostly to the financial markets that are high and rising. And I have to say, under these circumstances, that the local inflation here, for the way I think the Bank of Israel sees it, is not too high. It's 3.2% the last 12 months. But the problem here is that it's declining past reversed recently. And the risks are on the upside because of the shekel weakness, the strong housing market, supply limitations, and mostly the broadening budget expenses and deficit, as you mentioned.
So you see the next cut happening in the first quarter of next year. Can you just elaborate what kind of rate cutting cycle you see for the Bank of Israel, and what kind of base case do you have in terms of the hostilities that we got going on in the Gaza Strip? And does that affect, of course, the central bank activity?
Well, the Bank of Israel said last month that they think that the influence of the military conflict here on the economy will be much problematic than thought in the beginning of the war. So we have to take this under consideration. I think that the scenario of the interest rate going down on the first quarter of 2025 is still the most basic one, but again, the uncertainty that surrounds it is huge at this moment. The problem is that the Bank of Israel links between the widening budget deficit and the ability of the inflation rate to go down because of government expenses, and the mere fact that the discussions towards the 2025 budget hasn't yet begun, and this is a problem because it should have. And if there will not be a budget for 2025, the ability of Bank of Israel to lower the rates will be very, very limited.